Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, you're never enough for certain people? That the more you explain yourself, the more they blame you? That the more love you give, the more contempt you receive in return? If you're tired of being someone's emotional doormat, today I'm going to hand you the key to the cell where you've been locked up. In dark psychology, there is a weapon of mass destruction for someone else's ego that requires no shouting, no arguments, no tears. It's called selective indifference. To a manipulator or a narcissist, your hatred is acceptable, your tears are a trophy, but your indifference is death. Today, you're going to learn to use silence not as an escape, but as a whip. I'll show you how to cut off the oxygen supply to the person who's been trying to suffocate you, making them realize in the worst way possible that their empire only existed because you allowed them to be king. To master the art of not caring, you first need to understand what the manipulator is actually looking for from you. They don't want your love. They want your supply. Supply is any emotional reaction that confirms they have power over your state of mind. If you light up from their compliment, they win. If you cry from their criticism, they win twice. The manipulator is an emotional parasite feeding on your energy. Every time you react, you're serving the feast. The power of not caring begins the moment you decide to close the kitchen. It's the transition from reactive victim to cold observer. You stop being the lead actor in their drama and become the bored spectator watching a bad play. Dark psychology reveals that the greatest fear of an inflated ego is invisibility. A narcissist would rather be hated than ignored. Hatred is still a bond, proof that they matter enough to stir something strong in you. But indifference? Indifference is the void. It's saying, without opening your mouth, that this person's existence is irrelevant to your well-being. To apply this, you need to adopt the gray rock technique. Picture a rock on the road. It's dull, colorless, and unresponsive. If someone kicks it, it stays there, unmoved. If someone compliments it, it doesn't shine. Become that rock. When the manipulator tries to provoke you, give short, monosyllabic responses stripped of any emotion. Yes. No. Maybe. Got it. Don't explain yourself. Don't justify yourself. And above all, don't let them see that it got to you. The next step in mastering this power is the gaze disconnection. Eye contact is one of the most powerful forms of human energy exchange. Through our eyes, we reveal fear, submission, or defiance. To dismantle the confidence of someone who tries to manipulate you, you must look through them, as if they were made of glass. When they speak, don't lock onto their eyes with intensity. Look at something behind them, or let your gaze go vague, as if you're thinking about something far more interesting, like your grocery list. This signals to their subconscious that they are not the center of attention. You're removing the spotlight they desperately need to shine. Without your focus, the manipulator begins to wither. They'll try to escalate their provocations to recapture your attention. But this is where your strength is tested. Keep being the gray rock. Many people confuse not caring with pretending not to care. There's a vital difference. If you're seething with rage on the inside but silent on the outside, you're still trapped. The manipulator can feel the tension in your body, the tremor in your voice, the speed of your breathing. The true power of not caring is born from the realization that this person holds no real value. When you finally understand that a manipulator's words are just noise from someone desperate for control, the anger dissolves, replaced by something far more powerful: silent contempt. You don't have to work to ignore a mosquito buzzing in your ear. You simply know it's insignificant. Apply that same logic. The moment you stop assigning value to their opinion, their power over you evaporates instantly. Another key trigger is the response vacuum. In today's digital world, rushing to reply to a message is read as submission. If you see it and respond immediately, you're signaling that you're available to play. The power of not caring demands that you become unpredictable. Leave the message unread for hours or even days. When you do reply, be brief and don't apologize for the delay. You're reclaiming ownership of your time. The manipulator who is used to having you at their beck and call will enter an anxiety spiral. They'll start wondering who has taken their place in your priorities. By withholding that answer, you create a vacuum. And inside that vacuum, the manipulator's own insecurities will begin to devour them from within. It's important to understand that not caring is the ultimate defensive weapon because it is unassailable. No one can fight against nothing. If someone attacks you physically, you can fight back. If someone insults you, you can respond. But what does someone do when you simply don't react? When your half smile says, "I saw what you tried to do and I find it pathetic"? That is the deepest humiliation for someone who lives on appearances. You break the script. You stop being the character who cries at the end of the episode and become the director who cancels the series. The person who tried to dominate you now feels small, exposed, and above all, powerless in the face of your calm. But beware of the false victory trap. Many people get this far and then make the mistake of wanting to rub their indifference in the other person's face. Look how little you mean to me. The moment you do that, you've started caring again. True indifference doesn't need an announcement. It's lived in the quiet peace of moving on with your life, as if the other person were a stranger you passed on the street. Invest in yourself. See new people, change your look, learn something new, and do all of it without posting so that he or she sees it. Do it for you. The highest application of dark psychology and self-defense is when your own growth becomes the greatest punishment for those who wanted to see you on the floor. Picture this. The manipulator comes at you with the same script as always, ready to watch you fall apart. They use the same words that used to cost you sleep. But now you look at them, let out a quiet breath, glance at the time and say, "Are you done? I have somewhere to be." And you walk away without looking back. In that moment, the ground opens beneath their feet. Every structure of control they spent months or years building collapses from the absence of your reaction. You didn't just win the argument, you annihilated their relevance in your life. To close, your time and your emotional energy are your most precious resources. Don't waste them on battles with people who have nothing to offer but chaos. The power of not caring isn't about being cold to the world. It's about being selective with who deserves your warmth. Protect your peace with the ferocity of a lion and the composure of a strategist. Silence is a weapon, and indifference is the shield. Use them wisely, and you will never again be the victim in anyone else's story. Your mind belongs to you, and from today, no one gets the password to enter without your permission.